about to start the show, man. You try to knock me down. You try to take my crown. But look at me now. Yeah, look at me now. You try to knock me down. But I got it somehow. Just give me now. Just give me now. Just give me now. Just give me now. Not the get knocked out of me. No. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I come from nothing, so you know I gotta get it. 10 toes down when I walk in the building. All right, so I want everybody to pause for a second. And I want everybody to take into account of this moment in time, how blessed you are. That you should be thankful for where you're sitting, where you're standing. And how thankful you are that you at least have a mechanism to change your circumstance. Well, I'm telling you, you have it. Whether you believe you have it or not, that's up to you. But I'm telling you, you have it. There are some people standing or sitting wherever they are right now, thinking that there is no hope, that they are convinced that life cannot get better for them. They are convinced that their life is over. I don't know why this came on my heart just now, but it did. Maybe it's some people here in the crossroads are just thinking like, man, this life right now is just too hard. I had to take a moment to reflect today because I'm looking at my beautiful granddaughters and I'm just thinking, there's some grandparents that don't even get to see their grandchildren. There's some grandparents sitting in a hospital lobby because one of their grandkids are sick. And I was just so thankful that mine are beautiful and they're smart and they're healthy and they're with me and I've been able to spend time with them because that's what this business has done. Y'all, if I'd have been in the car business, there'd been no way, especially at the position I was in. There was no way. No way. I'm going to take time off at the end of the month? No way. No way. No way. So I want to take a look here at this is AUD USD. I drew this cone. It was very early in the morning. And before we pick
Yeah,
up,
you on pocket option.
okay. So before we go pick up our class where we were last night, I just wanted you to take a look at this cone. And another example of why we were able to draw two trend lines here. Well, here's the initial trend, right? Then we have a break of structure, we have consolidation, and here is where the downward movement continued, right? So I was able to come back here and put that right here. And now all the information we need is here. So right away, I see a flat top candle and I want to put a horizontal line there. But Derek, why are we doing that? Well, because we're not really sure if the 8 o'clock candle is going to move through this area of structure, right? But if it rejects, we need to have a point of reference here. Now, everybody here, here's something, a scenario that I don't know if we've actually talked about, but here's a flat bottom candle or flat top candle, I'm sorry. And I want to mark that as well. Okay? But notice how this point or this candle or this wick comes here and rejects. So, because it is a candle of significance, because it is a flat top, because it is a significant part of structure, I want to go ahead and put a horizontal line here. Now, all of a sudden, we have a certain perspective here on structure. And would we consider this to be an entry? Well, if you're looking at space, and it also depends on where this particular line of or this particular candle, whatever does come through here, does it come from here, right? And I would still have to consider the top of this demand box structure. So I would mark that. So if price came through here, and we could use this as a potential entry, we come here and now we got 14 and a half pips here. So I'm thinking, where is the squeeze? Where is the juice in the squeeze here? So the real squeeze here is right here. Now the question is this going to be one of those bottles of orange juice that looks good and then you get it home and it's bitter? Or am I going to get good value out of this? Or should I just wait on rejection or even just pass on AUD USD altogether? Well, time will tell. So we're going to put AUD USD on the watch list. AUD USD on the watch list. All right. Let me get to, let's look at a chart. Kim, name a chart. Name a pair we hadn't really talked about in a while.
Have we talked about Euro GBP?
You know what? We have not talked about that in a minute. So let's look at here. Now I want to pause one more time. And I want to say this. If you come on here tonight, now I don't know if you're checking emails from work, you got the TV on or looking at a game, or if you're not concentrating with your pen and paper, taking notes, following along, you're wasting your time and money. If you're not going to be plugged in, what are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, Kim, I don't know any other way to say it. I don't give a shit how much money you make in trading. What I give a shit about is, are you going to learn the skill? Because it's irrelevant about what I want. It's what you want. I want you to learn the skill and I want you to earn whatever it is that you want to earn. But you cannot earn shit without learning the skill. I don't care what platform you go to, but if you don't learn the skill, if you can't get the basic principles about price action, I don't care if you're using price action or not. But one of the basic things you need to learn is how to evaluate price and how to determine what is structure. And I am telling you, there are many forms of structure that people do not teach you about. You have to come in here and you have to sit down and you, for the next, 40 minutes, 55 minutes, if it gets real good, but for the next 40 minutes, you have to concentrate. If you're wondering why you can't get it, well, I would like for the people who say they can't get it, I would like to see what your setup looks like at the crib. And when I say setup, where are you listening to this right now? Does your setup, wherever it is, look professional? If I didn't know you, if I walked into your house right now to say hello and you were sitting there, would I get the impression that you are a trader? Would I get the impression that whatever you're doing is important and I'm interrupting you? The theme for the second quarter is learn the skill. Learn the skill. Learn the skill. After this week is over, after Friday night, if you're still asking basic freaking questions about what it is that we do here, then I guess the question is, let me look at your notes. I had a guy once say, Derek, I want to come to your house and I want to sleep on your couch. I want to see what you do and all that. I said, why in the same hill will I do that if you can't even come to class? The simple thing about coming to class, you think I'm going to let you come in to my place where I live for you to hang around and not do shit? Let's get on with the lesson. So, the recap, these things right here are candles. Each one of these candles is giving you information at each period. We say period because we're on the 4-hour chart here. We're on the 4-hour chart here. These things right here are charts. The minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, day, 1 week, and month. Each one of these, because we are on the 4-hour chart, each one of these candles is for a 4-hour period. If this was a 1 minute, this would be a 1 minute period for each candle. If this was a 5 minute, this would be a 5 minute period. If this is 15, this would be a 15 minute, and so on. We get our trend from the 4-hour. We don't get it from any other chart. We get it from the 4-hour. Well, Derek, why the 4-hour? Because the 4-hour makes more pips on average than any other chart. Than any other chart. We don't do the lower time frames because the lower time frames are too volatile and they might pull you out of the trade too early. So we talked about the candles. Let's get into structure tonight. And structure is the present market conditions. So structure can also impede price from moving in one direction or another. Structure is also a concentrated area, like for instance, this H4 and this month resistant lines are concentrated areas of selling. The support lines here, the D1 support and the H4, are concentrated areas of buying. In order to break these levels, you have to have a certain amount of momentum or volume to break through. If not, it'll get to these areas, in this case, and reject. See this? Price comes here, it rejected. Price comes here, it rejected. Price comes here, it rejected. So, what are the different types of structure? Well, we just named a few. The H4, the month resistance, these are two resistance lines. These lines in red are resistance lines. These lines in blue are support lines. Regardless of whether it is um, um, support or resistance, the H4, the month, the day, the week are very, very important lines of significance when it comes to structure. And the 4 hour is the big daddy of them all because price rejects at the 4 hour more than any other support or resistance line. Now, I don't know where price is when it, about rejection, like what is the line of rejection, but I know the 4 hour, I know yesterday's high, and I know the 50 on the fib are very high areas of price rejection. So the support and resistance lines, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, are also significant lines of structure. These demand boxes, these supply boxes are also significant areas of rejection. Another form of structure is consolidation. Consolidation is a form of structure. Then we start getting into flat top candles like this one. Flat top candles that we're interested in are all bearish, meaning sell candles, downward movement candles. And then the flat bottom candles, these candles here are all, we are only interested in if they're bullish and engulfing. I want you to look at something here.
So we want the bearish candles or we want the bullish candles?
We don't give a shit which one it is, whether it's upward or downward movement. We're concentrating on the trend. However, the reason why these candles are significant is because these candles are at the beginning of a trend. Right? See that? See this flat bottom candle here? A beginning of a trend, or with this flat bottom candle, um, or or a area of continuation from a trend. In this case, this candle is probably trying to be a start of a trend. If you look at the candle placement here, and we'll get into that for a second. But these bullish candles, we don't. Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. Kim, what are we married to in Forex?
We're married to the pips.
We're married to the pips. So what we have to determine is what direction is the trend going? In order to be successful in trading, you have to, number one, figure out what direction is the trend going. Figure out when I'm getting in and figure out when I'm getting out. So in this case, if price is on an upward movement, then I would like a flat bottom candle to let me know that I might have a strong trend coming. So to answer your question, we need to find out which direction price is going. So to answer the question, I don't care in what direction price is going. I just want to make sure that whatever direction that I believe price is going, price also agrees with me in relations to what the trend is. So if the trend is going up, well, I want a bullish candle. If the trend is going down, I want bearish candles. But these candles are significant because they signal a start of a trend, which this does, right? Or if I'm looking for a flat top candle right here, then I want a downward movement. But I want to be able to recognize the trend, and we're going to talk about that some more.
And you said the engulfing candles are important because they're the big ones. They're the ones that 2/3 bigger than the rest of the other
Right.
candles.
Well, this is the reason why you're skipping ahead a little bit, but the reason why we want engulfing candles is because of the fact that I know that engulfing candles are also starts of trends. So here I have an engulfing candle, right? From this downward trend, sitting that structure, this looks like, wow, okay, this is heading upward. But I have these two adojis that give us a stop sign here, which stops this upward trend. Now I have an engulfing candle, but not really, because this dude only engulfed the last two candles, and it obviously doesn't engulf this one. Nevertheless, he is an engulfing candle. Now, Kim, this is something we probably haven't talked about here. Engulfing candles are also the start of trends, but they are also could be a continuation or a signal of a continuation of a trend. So if you look at this movement of price, right here, right, I got a breaker structure here. Let's just draw it out real quick. Clicked on the wrong one, I guess. Come on. All right. So here's this downward movement here. I have a break of structure, but I have these two dojis here that give me a stop sign for this upper movement. Then I have this engulfing candle here. This engulfing candle, right, could be a signal of a continuation. It could be. But in this case, it is just a start of a new trend. Well, Derek, you confused me a little bit. Well, let me go back. And I want to put a block with these two candles in it. All right. So I have this downward movement here, right? Consolidation here. But Kim, look at this candle formation. This candle formation here is not signaling that this is over.
Right.
Because it's not two tweezers here. You know, we got a hammer, we got another hammer, and we have a small engulfing. But this could be misconstrued as a stop sign, but it's not. Then we have this engulfing candle. Now, the stop of this is the closing of this candle above the trend line, which gives us a what here? A break of structure. This right here puts an end to this. You feel me? Once price closed above here, this put an end to this particular downward movement. You feel me on that?
Yes.
Because this engulfing candle broke the trend line, now this engulfing candle and him engulfs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get the idea. All these dudes. This a bad boy right here. Him engulfed all of these. Him too, him, and maybe him. All of these to the beginning. This dude is significant. But not so much. Why? Because I have a fist fight here between buyers and sellers in these last two periods. So these two tweezers here give me a stop sign for this upper movement. That is confirmed by this engulfing candle, which in turn could just be a start of a new trend here. Although the trend is small, but we have another break of structure here because the candle closed back below the trend line. So now I have a sell. Well, what's the problem with this movement of price here? Anybody? What's the problem here?
There's no money in the candles.
Well, no money in the candles, but the issue
Right.
is the fact.
Or indecisiveness with
Yes,
the wicks.
that's it.
That's what I was going to say. It looks like they don't know what they're doing.
Right. Well, it's not that they don't know what they're doing. What it is the fact that everybody's trying. There could be a fight here between financial institutions here. Is one theory. Because everybody's trying to get position here. And there's a lot of geopolitics here going on here, Phil. It could be that the fact that the British government is trying to raise the price. I'm sorry, the euro is trying to raise the price here, where the British government is trying to continue the downward sell against the euro. But at the end of the day, the buyers hold out because here's another break of structure, and this continues here for a while. There's even a continuation here, right here, from this upward movement. So we don't want to. I want you to get out of your mind about, well, I prefer one candle, one downward movement or upward movement. I prefer one or the other. The only thing that we prefer, or my philosophy is, let me just talk about my philosophy, is the fact that I prefer bullish. I am bullish on crypto. I am bullish on crypto. I am bullish on Bitcoin. Why? Because everything that I have from a crypto perspective is dependent on the success of Bitcoin. Everybody should. But when it comes to Forex, I don't care about what direction price goes in. All I care about is whichever direction it is going in, I want to be riding it. That's why it is important to understand what the candles are saying. So let's get out of our minds about we prefer one candle to the other. That's not the issue here tonight. The issue here tonight is, do I understand what these lines of structure mean? Let's clear this.
Derek, I know we were talking about with we were looking at the pairs of the euro versus the Great Britain pound. And you said that the one in front is the base, and that determines whether they're buying or selling. But could you explain that a little bit more, just so I can understand? Like, when I look at this trend, are they are they buying more euros? Does this trend show they're buying more euros?
Hold on. You step too deep into that. Stop that for a minute. Stop that. Get off that train of thought. This is what we're talking about. I am talking about structure as it pertains to what these candles mean. I know that if I see a flat bottom bullish candle, this is a significant line of structure because this is usually a start of a trend. If I continue to see this upward trend and I see another flat top candle here, or flat bottom in this case, I'm sorry, this is another significant area because this candle right here is giving me a continuation from the start of this trend. So anytime I see a bullish, listen to, we don't care about pairs right now. We just happen to be looking at the Euro GBP. We don't care about the currency here. All we care about in this lesson is, what the hell is this flat bottom candle, and what does that mean to me as far as trying to make an analysis about what is going on? In this case, this is a flat bottom bullish candle that is giving me the go that this is starting a new trend. Okay. This candle right here is also a flat bottom candle, but this candle is also giving me the signal that this is significant because this is giving me a continuation of this movement. In other words, yeah, man, keep going. Keep going. Until I get a signal that this trend is over, which I get right here. because two of these tweezers together equals a stop sign of whatever the trend is. And as you can see here, now price has continued or started in this downward movement versus this upward movement. So it's just like on the other side. If I see a downward movement here, I am looking for a flat top candle. Now, you can see a flat bottom here, a flat bottom here. Well, Derek, what does that mean? That means that buyers are trying to take over and get this upper movement back to where it was. But look here. I have a flat bottom candle here, but look at all this space in the downward movement. That means that the money on the downward movement is significant. So it doesn't matter what buyers are trying to do here, right? Because this space is so great. The space equaling volume, volume equaling money. Here's another example. Let me let you look at TradingView for a second. Phil, see this space here?
Yes.
Okay. So this space equals volume, volume equals money. See how the candles continue in this downward movement here?
Yes.
This equals to this space of volume, the money that's on the downward movement. And you can see the candles. However, here comes buyers here. Even though sellers try to get some control, but the money is significant enough that it breaks the 50 here. So when we talk about structure, if I see a break of structure, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is an entry for the upper movement. What this means is the fact that I have a break of structure. I am operating in a buy at this point. However, here is what we're talking about tonight. Here is structure. If I was going to take a buy here, open up a trade in a buy, I would not open up the trade of a buy until price broke this line of structure. So when we go back here, and I want everybody to understand this. This is very important. When we go back here, I'm not looking, I just happen to be looking at something that might be interesting to me, depending on the position in price and as it pertains to the proximity of how much money that's being put into this trade and where it's going to break structure. That's why I need to know, why is yesterday's high significant? Why is yesterday's low significant? Why is the H4? Why is the month? Why is the week? Why is the day? Why are these flat bottom candles and flat top candles significant? Why are these areas of consolidation where all this money is? Why is that significant? Because let's go to the line chart. If I can't recognize that every time price rejects at a sharp area, this is telling me that price has an issue with passing this area. Price has an issue with passing this area. Price has an issue with passing this area. All these sharp areas are points of price rejection. Now, if I mark these, right? The sharp arrows only. I'm not worried about flat lines or anything like that. Okay. If I mark these and then I come back to the candles, I'm going to go ahead and mark this too. So I go back here and I go back to the candles. See here? Big money here, price rejection. Big money here, price rejection. Money here, price rejection. Right? Once I mark those, then I'm coming back to these significant candles here of structure, flat bottom candles. Right? And then I would look for flat top candles like this dude right here. So now all of a sudden, I have all these lines on my chart. And I know that right now that if I'm going to make a play for an upper movement, I might have this area to consider. Kim, look at this little culture club here, Wicks here. So I have to mark that area as well. So now all of a sudden, what do I need for price to be successful? Anybody? What do I need for price to be successful? I need two things.
Space and volume.
Space and volume. Right now, I don't have any space. So the only way I am probably going to take a buy here is above here. And then before we put an alert in, we have to think about, okay, is this value for me? Well, why is that a question? Well, because if I take a trade here, that means price is overperforming. That means I have to cut my lot size in half. Do I give a shit right now about Euro GBP? No, I don't, because it doesn't make sense. It's too much structure. So, Phil, in about 2 months, you're going to be able to look at this thing and tell in 3 minutes that this is a shit trade and I'm moving on. Because all of this tells us that this is heavy structured. Well, Derek, why is that significant? It's significant because I need space in order for price to perform. I don't have space. So if I don't have space, meaning that price can't move through structure, then this pair is useless to me. So I need to move on. Kim, give me another pair.
AUD-JPY.
AUD-JPY. Kim, could you do me a favor? And I know you have
Yeah.
it pinned. I know you have it pinned. But I'm gonna have to run out to another class and I won't have a chance to do it. Can you put that sheet in? And I know you did it probably about a month or 6 months ago, but since we have a handful of new people, can you put that sheet in about the pairs that run together?
Oh, yeah. Correlation. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I just did it after class last week.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'll drop it in there.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So let's look at this and we're going to look at structure together and we're going to look at significant candles as it's talking to us about movement. Automatically, we know this is an upper movement. Somebody tell me why this is going to be an upper movement. Somebody.
Got a flat bottom candle there.
Yeah. That's not the real nugget. Although that's significant
What?
in the immediate, as far as immediate movement or momentum.
Plus, we got space there.
We got
I don't
space.
see it. Sure. And we got to finish forming that. Let me see. Looks like I still got to finish that W.
This ain't a W.
Okay.
This is an M. Look,
Okay.
and here's
Mhm.
everybody, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Look at this. Pay attention. We mark the M by the two hilltops or double tops, what they call, or what we call the Batman cowl, right? This is the top of the cowl of the Batman. We call this a Batman signal. So we're looking at here, this top, and we're looking at this top right here. This top is not as strong as here, but now can you see it? If I put some eyes here, would that help? Here's your Batman signal or your Batman cowl or the M. The reason why I said that this is going in an upper movement is because now it has to move upward now. This could be the start of a W. You see it now, Kim?
Plus, the MACD is falling off and the histogram is losing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Right.
saw that. Yeah, that's what I guess. Yeah, I saw that. I probably didn't say it right. Yeah, I said finish the W, but I got you. I see it. Yeah, the
Okay.
first leg of the W.
So now, so this is the first leg of the W. Not W, W. So this is the first leg. So here's our momentum, right? We have an engulfing candle here, a weak one, but we have one. It's weak because we have this indecision here, these long wicks on here. But we have this continuation of this upper movement verified here by this flat bottom candle. Prices here at structure at this small little supply box is price going to break here? And if it is, then where is my next significant line of structure? Well, Derek, why do I need to know the next significant line of structure? Because I need to determine, is price going to be strong enough to break through here? Is price going to be strong enough to break through here? Now, Kim, check this out. So Wicks, let's talk about the candles because there's a question in the chat about wicks. Let's talk about the candles. On the bullish candle, this is the opening. This is where price opened for the period. This is where it closed. This wick here is the highest point of which price was. This wick here at the bottom is the lowest point in which price was. Okay. On the bearish candles, price opened up on this period here. Price closed here. Price was at the highest here. Price was at the lowest. The significance of the candles is very simple. If I have a group of candles, let's look at this group right here. And I have 1, 2, 3 candles pretty much rejecting in the same part here I know that this area is a significant area of structure. So if that is significant, let me clear all this off. If this is a significant area of structure, then I have to mark it. Boom. If I have to mark that, then that means this becomes an area of structure, and I can't get into a trade until price breaks this area of structure. That's why the wicks is so important. Look, this is where price ended up. Price opened here, price closed here. Price was here, but he didn't stay. He was here, but he didn't stay. He was here. If you're looking for somebody, I'm going to go about where he was. Hey, is Johnny here? No, he was. He left. Okay, you tell him I'm looking for him. But Johnny ended up spending the night right here because that's where price closed. However, Johnny was here and him was here. This area is significant. This area is significant. This area is significant. See how they're significant? Why? Because price was here, rejected. 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 So, Phil, would you think that this area is a significant area of structure?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that means if price is moving up here, I can't get into an upper movement, right? Or if I did get into an upper movement, I probably would want to put a TP, take profit, right here. Why? Because price most likely might reject here. You see what I'm saying now? So even though the price didn't close here, price rejected here. It rejected here. It rejected in this area. And it probably rejected because we have a significant area of resistance, or in this case, a concentrated area of selling here. So I know if I'm going for an upper movement, right? Because there's still some structure here that I would probably have to plot out here. But if I'm going for an upper movement, I'm probably waiting for price to clear here and clear here before I decide if I'm going to move in an upper movement or not. Remember, a good trader knows when he's getting in, when he's getting out. I know if I said in between here, which is not, but we're just talk about a scenario. If I said in between this point here and this point here, price breaks here, I believe the price is going to have a clear upper movement to here, then I know I'm getting in here, right? And I know I'm getting out probably right around here. Well, Derek, why don't you just take no? Because price rejected there. So I want to get out before the area of rejection. Or at least I would want to put in a what?
TP.
Okay.
Stop.
Trailing
stop.
I would want to put in a TP or a trailing stop, but I would at least, and Dimitri, why would I put in a trailing stop here?
Because it's probably going to pull back.
Well, no. I'm putting in a trailing stop here in case it does pull back. But I'm putting in a trailing stop because my analysis tells me that price may keep going. But if it does pull back, I want to make sure I get kicked out of the trade in profit. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
And the reason why I would put in a trailer stop here at this point is because I see these areas and where price rejected. But if I got a huge candle, right? If I got a huge flat bottom candle and it's moving up here, and I get to this area or get in the vicinity, and I decide, well, I'm gonna put I got 75 pips made. I'm gonna put in a 15 pip trailing stop, right? I'm gonna put in a 15 pip trailing stop, but I believe that it might pull back, but not enough that it's gonna kick me out of the trade. But I believe that this is gonna keep going, and if I believe it's gonna keep going, what I am doing is, number one, I'm having my cake and eat it too. Well, how do you figure that, Derek? Well, because I believe that price is going to get here. I think there might be some pullback involved, but I don't think it's going to go further than 15 pips. If it did, it kicked me out. I got 60 pips. I'm good. But if price continues through structure, now the trailing stop is just following me now. If I get to 80 pips, I know I'm guaranteed 75. I'm sorry. If I get to 80 pips, I know I'm guaranteed 65. If I get to 90 pips, I know I'm guaranteed 75 because I have a 15 pip trailing stop at that point. And all because I recognize structure. Don't get frustrated. You've been trading for 5 minutes. Don't get frustrated. Phil, I'm telling you, like I tell everybody else, your aptitude about this is only going to get better. But what I would like for everybody to do when you're looking at this is not to think too much ahead. Just concentrate on like in your notes. Today, your subject should have been structure. And we just talked about different parts of structure tonight. We happen to get bogged down on the candle part of the structure, but the deal is structure. Last night, we were talking about the candles. We finished up about the candles. We were talking about wicks. We're talking about flat bottoms, flat tops, flat bottoms, and these areas of price rejection. So tomorrow night, everybody's going to be on Kim's Zoom. Kim, for some reason, I'm in the mindset. My brain must be fried today. Tonight, on not just this class, but the class before this, I was thinking for some reason tonight was Thursday.
Yeah, them grandbabies got you. Yeah.
No. I'm winning over here.
Oh, you winning.
Well, I'm winning. I sent you pictures. I'm telling you, I got CSI evidence.
Yeah, you did put them down.
So tomorrow, what we're going to do, we're going to finish, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're going to be at on Kim's Zoom, getting that next leg of lessons about the basics. Everybody, please go to that. It will help you. But Thursday night, we're going to finish this up or finish this block up about these candles, these areas of significant structure. Then we're going to add the EMAs. Okay. But all we want to concentrate on is structure, the types of structure, and how the candles and structure work together for us to help us with entries and exits. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, just a quick question. Going
Sure.
back to structure, I like to try to take pretty detailed notes. I probably have about 6 or 7 situations of structure. Would trend line be included in that?
The trend line, once the trend line is applied, the trend line is a significant line of structure.
Got it. But that's once it applies.
That's once it applies.
Yeah,
Because
that's pretty much.
I can put the trend line on there just to measure volume. But once you put the trend line, it has so many uses that why would you remove it? You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
But yes, once it's applied, it is a significant line of structure. Why? Because it could give us a green light to get in a trade or not get in a trade.
Got it.
Like, okay, all right, look at this. So here's the trend line here, right? So now we have a little price rejection and I have consolidation here, right? Some people will see this, let's say I took this trade here, right? And I'm here, I got 127 pips at this point. And then all of a sudden you have this pair right here, and now he has pulled back 36 pips. So I got 90 something pips here. Some people would be tripping. Some people would be absolutely tripping. I got a 36 pip pullback, but I still have 90 plus pips. Right? So what does this have to do with the trend line, Derek? Well, here I have consolidation. Does price get anywhere near breaking the trend line here?
No.
Well, here's price right here. So does it even get anywhere near? No, it doesn't.
No.
Here, price comes across the trend line, but it doesn't close here. It doesn't close, nor does it break this horizontal line here that I've driven out here. Now, if it broke this, I would probably really have to consider, thinking about if I'm getting out or not. But it didn't. As a matter of fact, it pulled back here and pulled above the trend line. So we look at this, and this is what now? What did we call this?
Retest.
Retest. And now I have a line of consolidation here. So let's say, we have a break of structure here, right? I need to figure out, now that I have this line of consolidation, now price is closed beyond this line here. So that's the end of the upper movement. I can get out of the trade now. There's no guessing about it. What do I think? Nope. I got a break of structure here. Price closed beyond the trend line. It is a sell now. It's no longer a buy. It is a sell. Well, now I have to determine what is my entry. Am I going to use this line of consolidation here, or am I going to use this one? Well, what would be the answer?
I would wait till break yesterday's high.
Okay. Kim, where would you
I
get
use
it?
that second line of consolidation.
That's my girl. Why? Because this is where all the freaking money is. Now, Greg, you getting in here is fine. You took the larger score probability. I got into the zone, right? But here,
Mhm.
where this money is, and if price
Yeah.
breaks there,
Yeah, I was looking at the money over to the left, the bearish and the bullish candle over to the left, where the start come down right there. That's why I was
here,
looking at
this
it when you
flat,
was
this
at.
flat top here.
Yeah, and the bullish candle right there. That's the one I was looking at. Those two.
All right, hold on one second.
Hmm. And then not a lot of structure in that space right there. Let's see.
Oh, and I gotta play, I gotta play, um, Kim song. Yeah.
Is that level up? We can't hear.
No, we don't do no fucking level up. I gave her this song. That's her song.
Oh, we can't hear it. I think we can't hear it.
You didn't hear it.
No,
That ain't.
No, we can't hear it.
I don't know.
something's not hooked. Something's not hooked up right.
No, no.
No, your music was like that at the beginning. Whatever that button is that you turn on to make the music come through, it was like that at the beginning of class.
But y'all can hear the mic, right?
We can hear you talking, but we didn't hear no music.
Hmm.
Try it again.
Oh. Well, you should have said something at the beginning.
Hopeless.
She kind of did.
Damn. Your own blood. God dog.
You feel it. Thank you, baby.
Golly. I'm going to have to tell Stephanie on you. That ain't going to help either.
No, it won't.
That ain't going to help either. I'll figure out something.
Are you playing?
No.
Oh, we thought we wanted to hear it.
Oh, well. I'm over it now.
No problem. I'll play it tomorrow night for y'all guys.
You
I'm
good.
playing tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you play it tomorrow night. You play it tomorrow night. So the best thing to do as we are learning these steps, stay in that block, right? And learn everything you can learn about structure. This is very important. If you can't identify price, if you can't identify structure, it's going to be very hard for you to be successful as a trader. Once the reason it wouldn't matter if this was widgets and pig snouts together. The only thing I care about is price telling me to get in on the upper movement, or is price telling me to get in on the downward movement? Well, how is it telling me that? Well, the money, space, and structure. Volume, space, and structure. Where is my entry and exit with those three things? And lastly, the order of operation. This is very important. And I want you to just write this down. We'll get into it sometime over the weekend or next week. No, it won't be next week. Next week is going to be the free week. We start Monday, go through Thursday. But if you're having issues, right, with these basic things, turn in, be sure that you're on here Monday through Thursday next week. And remember, y'all, for the free week, classes start at 7:30. One more again. For the free week, classes start at 7:30. Classes start at 7:30. Okay? So, any questions?
You said something about the order of operation to write it down, but then you went to the free week.
Yeah. All right. So the order of operation, number one, we need to locate price. Order of operation, locate price. Number two, identify support, resistance, and structure. Support, resistance, and structure. And then number three, indicators. We refer to our indicators first. And then with an asterisk beside it, price is king. Price is king. And the reason why we say that is because the indicators also, they could mean something, but at the end of the day, what does price say? And we'll talk about that. We'll get back to that. I'll probably the subject for the price action class Saturday is going to be the order of operation. The subject for Saturday's class is going to be the order of operation.
Derek, just so I'm looking at the cart. I know you got to go, but would you get into this trade once it crosses the next line of structure?
The 61.8, this right here.
I was looking at the 94.371.
94.
The red line, the next red line.
Here?
But drop lower. It's almost there.
Here?
Right there. Yes, right
Yeah.
there.
If price would have, that's what we were talking about. Once price broke here, this line of consolidation, I would get in here from here. And I would probably just ride this all the way to the 38.2. That's probably what I would do. Or at least put in a trailing stop there, because it may go down to these blue lines, this area of support. Price may go down to here. And the only reason why I say that is because this is where the upper movement started here.
I was talking about like right now as it's going up.
As it's going up here?
Yeah, the flat bottom candle starts at
Probably not.
38.2.
Probably not. Because let's turn it around. So let's get this. Kim, I probably take it. I probably wouldn't take it here, but I'd probably take it here. Here to the 20. Oh yeah. I'd probably take that right here.
Okay.
Kim, what you think on the upper movement? I like that.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I've been watching this play today. Yeah, I agree.
Let's go ahead then. AUDJPY EP for a buy peak is 94.600. 94.600. 94.600. I bet Jay would say, I bet Jay would have my back on that. I bet Jay would. Damn it. I bet Jay would. I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, Jay had my back on that one.
Are you still talking about the song, Derek?
Yeah, I am.
You are so special. We love you.
Hey, I told you. It's that Aries thing. Everything, we burn it all down. Everything. Hey, Phil, Sheldon's youngest boy, Jeremiah, his birthday party is Saturday. Well, Jeremiah is also an Aries, and he walks around with his fist balled up. Just
okay.
And Sheldon says he's just looking for trouble. And I understand. But
Hey,
Sheldon
you
will
do.
get it under control though.
I bet he will.
Speaking of Aries, it's my big 7-0 on Sunday.
What?
So I'm probably gonna be Thursday, Friday. You guys won't see me as much as I love being in classes.
Hey man, that's a milestone. That's a huge milestone, man.
Guess what though? Hey,
Huh.
I'm 70 and I'm about to reach my 70th block on my trading.
Oh wow. That's I like that. Hey man. Happy birthday if I don't get to talk to you. No, I'm gonna call you anyway. I'm gonna call you and tell you happy birthday.
I appreciate that.
So everybody, there's a lot of people in any of my classes have come and go for various reasons. But don't let it be because you felt in your head you couldn't get it. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you're in class every day, if you're studying, if you're looking at the charts and you can't get it, it's a mechanical thing. I promise you. And also, it's about your train of thought. Do you believe you could do it? Now, if you're having questions about do you believe you could do it, that's another conversation. But like I said, my man in Las Vegas, he's 84 or 87, and he trades every day, pulls $500 out the market. He could probably do more, but that's his number. You think he had some issues with technology when he started 4 years ago? You think it was a struggle for him to get up in the middle of the night? Now, I'm sure that a lot of us have an issue about getting out of the bed. But do you think somebody 84 or I can't remember if it's 84 or 87? I have to clarify that. But let's just say he's in his mid 80s. You think it's an issue for him? Probably. So don't let those things hinder you. We've had some big time people come in here and talk about how good, how smart they were and all of that. Then I get excuses like, well, I just couldn't learn like that. That was the funniest to me. That was the funniest to me. So, all right, oh shit. Liz is over here with her hands on her hips. Okay, I gotta go. Y'all, let's see. I'm gonna be looking at the market here, because I have, let's see, well, we got three more classes, and I'll probably get up there about midnight, let y'all know if we're gonna be on for the London session or not. There's a lot of other things in the market I didn't get to. I just want to plant this seed for later conversation. So everybody's heard this thing about Trump trying to run for a third term.
Oh yeah.
So today, there were rumors floating out. If Trump runs for a third term, they say President Obama is open to running for a third term.
Actually, Trump said, and I read something where Trump said that he would love to run against him on the third term.
Yeah, yeah. You know what?
I would love to see that.
If Trump thought that, the Vice President Harris was a handful in the debate, he don't want Obama. Him say he do. What Mike Tyson say? Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. If the Obama coalition comes out, it's over. Okay. It's over. But we hadn't had the Obama coalition come out except when Biden ran in 2020. But if the Obama full coalition comes out, if President Obama runs for a third term, it's over. Over. And we could bring some civility back.
Third terms, we have a lot more problems than any of that. That means the Constitution is blown up. Yeah, because you can't do it because of the 22nd Amendment.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, and the Constitution is on fire right now. On fire. Washington, D.C. is on fire. And some of the guys that I'm talking to that's still in the game in D.C., again, I'm getting the face. All right, y'all. I just wanted to lay the seed on that, and we can have that conversation. But I'm telling you right now, the world is on fire. It really is. And like I like to say, I don't know if Jesus is on his way back, but I know him looking for his keys. I know that. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Great class. Good night. Thanks.
Have a good night, everyone.